Hey guys, I have a lot of books to share with you, so I'm really just going to jump right in and show you all the books. A few of them, or quite a few of them, are from an author event that I went to on Sunday. There were 4 authors there, and of course I bought at least one book from each author because that's sort of what you should do, when you go to author events, especially at independent bookstores. And so I have a lot of books from that, and then I went crazy at the library. I have so many books from the library to share with you. But let me just jump right in. I picked up 17 and Gone by Nova Ren Suma. I've not read anything by this author, but this one sounds kind of good and kind of creepy, so that should be cool. I picked up Liesl and Poe by Lauren Oliver. She was, all these books that I'm going to share with you right here, the ones that I bought were, well, most of them were from authors that were there, and Lauren Oliver was there. She was great too, by the way. But this is a middle grade book. I have not read anything by Lauren Oliver, but this one has been on my reading list for a while. I've checked it out from the library a few times and just never got to. So hopefully now that I own a copy and it's personalized, I will actually get to read it. I also, by Lauren Oliver, picked up Delirium. I'm not going to read this. I don't like books like this. I'm not saying that they're bad at all. I don't think that. I've actually heard pretty good things about this series. But I wanted to buy a young adult novel while I was there, but she didn't have any that I really thought I would enjoy. I think they look a little like I would have a really hard time dealing with them. I know my limits and all that sort of stuff. But I picked it up and it's signed, but it's not personalized or anything. And I think you guys might see this in a giveaway on my blog in the next month or two. So keep an eye out for that. Also, for a possible giveaway, I picked up Meant to Be by Lauren Morrill. She was one of the authors there too. She was really funny. So was Lauren Oliver, actually. I've already read this book. It is super cute. And I own my own copy, a hardcover copy that I bought when this book came out. So I brought that one, and Lauren Morrill signed it for me and personalized it. But then I wanted to buy a book there to support the bookstore, so I bought this one and just had her sign. So keep an eye out for a book giveaway. I think I'm actually going to do 2, so they might be the next couple months. And then I also picked up The Catastrophic History of You and Me by Jess Rothenberg. I'm sorry about the glare on these books, you guys. I'm sitting right by the window and the sun is coming right in. So hopefully it's not too bothersome. This one is also not personalized. It's for a giveaway in the next couple months. I already had a copy of this that I picked up at the Penguin Putnam Warehouse book sale in the fall, October, or maybe September. So I brought that, and she personalized it for me, and then I got this one that is not personalized for a giveaway. And then because I bought books there for the signing, the bookstore was having sort of, if you buy these books, you get a free book, and they had an option of 2 different books, some by Lurleen McDaniels, but those ones looked really sad, so I didn't get that one. This one might be sad too, I don't know, but I didn't look as sad. And this one's called A Northern Light by Jennifer Donnelly. Not really sure what this is about at all. I didn't even read the back cover, but it's a Prince Honor book, so that's awesome. So we'll have to give this a try sometime. It looks so pretty. And then the last one I got is actually an ARC. It's that I got at the bookstore, Oblong Books. So, at all these events, one of the organizers, she has a lot of ARCs, and she will put them out, and if anyone wants to take one, they can. I usually never look at them, actually. This is the first time I've ever looked at them, but I thought, what the heck, I was sort of waiting in line, so I looked through them. And they actually had one that I was kind of interested in, and it's the 3rd book in this Beautiful Dark series. It's actually the finale. It's called A Radiant Sky by Jocelyn Davies. I haven't read this series yet, but it's been kind of, on my radar, and a girl at the library where I work, she really likes them, and she can't wait for the 3rd book to come out. This one is, as of right now, it's supposed to come out in October. I don't know if they'll change the sale date, but, so I picked that up, 1, so that, maybe I'll try out the series, and 2, I can share it with this girl from the library. I think she will like it. I'm going to wait a little bit until it gets closer to the release date, but anyway, so those are the books that I got at Oblong Books, and then I went crazy at the library. Just as a little disclaimer, I am a librarian in a public library, so I am surrounded by books that I can check out whenever I want. There isn't a limit on there is a limit on how many I can check out, but it's ridiculously high, so I don't have to worry about going over the limit or anything like that. And as I mentioned last week in the book haul post, I am going to the Rochester Teen Book Festival in about 2 weeks. It's on May 18th. And there are just tons of authors that are going to be there. So I want to read as many books by these different authors as I can. Some of them I've already read, actually, but I want to, try out new things. So that's part of the reason why I have so many books. I put a lot on hold last week, and they came in this week, which is fantastic. So this next bunch, I'll tell you when they're not, but this next bunch are by authors that will all be at the Rochester Teen Book Festival. The first one is Keep Holding On by Susan Colasanti. Actually, I read one of her books before and didn't like it. I read When It Happens, and it was not her favorite. My review is actually on my blog, so you can check it out. So I haven't read anything else by her, but she will be at the festival. It's sort of people abbreviate it by calling it TBF. TBF Live. Teen Book Fest Live. Anyway, I'm a little tired. It's been a long day at work. Anyway, so even though I didn't really like When It Happens, I've heard really good things about her. People really like her books. And this one, when this one came out, it's fairly recent. It really sort of piqued my interest. So I thought, what better time to try one other thing by Susan Colasanti. And it's short, so, it won't be a huge investment in time. I picked that up. I also picked up How to Save a Life by Sara Zarr. I have not read anything by her either. She will also be at the festival. So this one's actually more towards the bottom of the pile. I don't know if I'll get to it right away. I've heard good things about it, but I'm just not sure if it's something I'm really in the mood for right now. But just in case, I grabbed it. Jessica Brody will be there. So I put 2 books of hers on hold. This one, which came in, and another one that I'm still waiting for. But I got 52 Reasons to Hate My Father. So we'll see if I like this. It looks kind of funny, and the book trailer for this is awesome. You should definitely check it out. If I remember, and I might forget, but if I remember, I'll put a link to it because it looks fantastic. This one I might read pretty soon. This one looks kind of interesting. And it's called Deadly Little Secret by Laurie, Faria, Stolarz. And it just looks really fun. And it's actually short. The book's only 250 pages or, 252 or something like that. So I like that it's short. I mean, I like long books, of course, too, but when I only have 2 weeks to read tons of these books, short is good. I'm sure I won't read all of these, but it's, try to get through as many as I can. This one is probably the shortest one I have to share with you. It's called Crash by Liesl and McMann. She will be at TBF. And this one's only like 230 pages, which is just fantastic. But this one looks really interesting, and this one also might be one of the ones I read next. So, yay! Oops, dropping things. And then the last one that I picked up by an author that will be at TBF is Crank by Ellen Hopkins. This has been on my to-be-read list for years. Like, even when I was in library school, I was thinking, I should read this. It's heavy. It's an issue book, as we like to say. And about a girl who gets addicted to, I think it's crystal meth. But either way, it's some, bad drug. So it's all like in poetry too. I think it's free verse poetry. But we'll see. We'll see if I get to it. I have to be in just the right mood for an issue book, and this one seems like pretty heavy. But since she will be at TBF, I should really give it a try. And then these next few books are just ones that I grabbed from the library because I got Shadowfell by Juliet, and I don't know how to say her last name. It looks French, and I'm just not going to try it. And I checked this one out because I've heard good things about this series, about this author, and I was approved on NetGalley for the second book in the series, which I believe is called Ravenflight. So I'm actually on auto approved for that publisher, so I got approved right like that, which is pretty nice. Being a librarian does have its advantages, you guys. And one of them is getting approved very quickly, being auto-approved on NetGalley and Edelweiss. Well, not auto-approved on Edelweiss, but anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I picked up this one. I also picked up Impossible by Nancy Werlin. I saw on another blog, I think it was Read and Reviewed. I think that's what the blog name is. I'm forgetting her name right now, but it starts with an M. But she was talking about how much she loved this book and that there's a sequel or companion novel coming out, and she's really excited about that as well, that she saw it on Edelweiss and she's requested it and can't wait to read it. So we had it at the library where I work, so I just grabbed it and brought it home. It looks pretty interesting. I think there's like a curse and I don't know, all sorts of fun stuff. And then I actually got a graphic novel. I never read graphic novels because they're so hard to read. I don't know. I mean, I never read them as a kid. They weren't, around as much when I was a kid. I mean, comic books were, but not graphic novels, and not, they weren't as prevalent as they are now. And so I never read them, and I find them so hard to read because you have to like read the words, and then pick, like, the illustrations are so important to the story, and then you have to figure out like kind of which panel to read next. I don't know, I have a really hard time with them. I've read a few, but mostly kids ones. I've read Baby Mouse and Coraline. But I saw April from Good Books and Good Wine saying how much she absolutely loved reading this specific one recently, so I grabbed it from the library, and it is Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, Volume 1. I loved this TV show when it was on Cartoon Network when I was a teenager. I loved it. It was the dubbed version. I admit I wasn't like a hardcore Sailor Moon fan. I did not watch the ones that weren't dubbed, which I guess are better, the ones that have the subtitles. The story, I guess, is better, but we've had this actually at the library that I work at for a while, and I just never got around to it because, well, not only is this a graphic novel, it's a manga book, so I have to read it in a different way. So it's going to be really hard for me to read it, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna read my first manga book. You'll see. And then the last one I have is A Beautiful Dark by Jocelyn Davies, and this is actually the first book in this series of the one where I got the arc just recently of the third book. So I thought I'd give this a try. And if I like it, I'll get the second one, and then I can read the arc. So, yeah, so those are all the books I got. I know, it's a lot. It's kind of crazy. But, the light was making me look really weird, the sunlight. But anyway, I am off this weekend, so that is fantastic. The weather is supposed to be beautiful here in Syracuse. And, if anyone is from Central New York, they kind of have an idea of what our winters are like. Although they're warmer than they used to be, they're still long and, kind of brutal. So I'm ecstatic about the weather, and spring is my absolute favorite season, and then I'm not working, which makes it even better. So yeah, I'm hopefully to get a lot of reading done, and I'd like to do a little spring cleaning. I need to organize my bookshelves. I never really did that. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I hope you all have a great weekend, and a great week, and I will see you next week.